the latest episode of the Awesome Sauce EDU podcast. I've got a little bit of a different episode for you this week and next week. I was going to share with you a project I've been working on. I've got some episodes planned for this coming fall, but in the meantime, I've been working on a project with my kids this summer. And so I was going to share those with you. They've each created their own podcast. The way it started was every night I take my dog Raisin on a walk and my kids go with me. And so we thought it'd be a great opportunity to record a podcast. So every night we switch off which kid goes with me to record the podcast, and we go and record a podcast. So the first one you're going to listen to this week is my daughter's podcast. It is, right now it's called the Popcorn Podcast. The name may change. We found a bunch of popcorn podcasts, so we may change the name so that differentiate it a little bit. But listen up, this podcast is, we talk about movies, which is what she was really interested in. Movies, TV shows, things like that. If you enjoy the podcast, definitely check out the link in the description and you can listen to more episodes. So that being said, here is the Popcorn Podcast. Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Blank Podcast. We don't have a name yet, but Oliver's got his podcast about the story that he's writing. And so Brooklyn is also kicking off a podcast where we're going to talk about movies while we go on a walk with Raisin. So you said you wanted to talk about horror movies.
Yes.
Okay, so question. I think I know the answer to this, but other people may not know. What is your favorite horror movie?
Well, that's kind of hard. I feel like you think I'm going to say It.
I do.
It's a mix between It and Lights Out.
Really?
It's a mix between both, yes.
Lights Out was just, it was an okay movie.
I like it.
What about Lights Out? I guess maybe it's been a long time since I watched it.
Well, it's not because of the movie itself, it's because it scares me more. Uh-huh. Which is weird because Lights Out is PG-13 and not supposed to be as scary, and It is R and supposed to be terrifying. But I think it's just the fact of, I'm terrified of what's in the dark. Yeah. That's, all what that movie is based on.
I do think that that's, that makes for a good premise, because it's, the thing is I like a lot of horror stories that have, if it's done well, a very simple, easy premise.
Yes.
That is straightforward and so if it gets dark, you die. There's one, I can't remember what it's called, where you go to sleep and you die. Oh wait, that was Friday the 13th. Look, but I feel like there was another one too. But no, I guess
that's what you're talking about.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
You don't know what Friday the 13th is?
No, I know what Friday the 13th is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. No. Hey, no. Hey, no. Hey. Nope. You're being a butthead right now.
I feel like something that's really interesting about horror movies, at least in my opinion, I know that I don't fictional horror movies are really magic-based stories, which is weird because it is definitely magic. Yeah, but I don't like supernatural stuff. But I love, almost true crime type stuff, or stuff that could actually happen or seem somewhat realistic.
You don't like slashers?
No, I don't. Well, but I'm obsessed with learning about serial killers and murder. So I don't understand it.
So my favorites, besides zombie movies, I always love a good zombie movie.
I hate zombie movies.
My favorites are movies that put a unique spin on a classic story.
Oh,
Most of the movies that I like though are have a little bit of satire too. So Scream, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah.
Because it kind of it's got elements. Well, you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No, I started watching the series.
Yeah. Well, it's got elements where it talks about what being in a horror movie, what the rules of a horror movie are within a horror movie. So I like that one. Yeah. I also there's one that you haven't seen yet which we should probably talk about movies. But there's another one that you probably can't see until you're older. But it's called Cabin in the Woods.
Oh.
And that one's so good. So it I can't say anything because it's going to give spoilers. But
yeah. Please do not give me spoilers because I'll probably watch it.
It does a unique spin to, because like every horror, like there are certain tropes of a horror story. Like you've got your Cabin in the Woods, you've got your creepy slasher, Final Girl, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I feel...
We're talking about horror stories. What if we're in a horror story?
Stop.
Dun, dun, dun.
Stop. No, I feel like just horror stories in general, not even like movies. And I think my mom has something to do with it since she loves true crime and stuff. But like, I love horror movies and learning about true crime. I'm reading a book right now about Lizzie Borden and her murder. And
well, it wasn't her murder.
What?
It wasn't her murder.
Well,
the murder she committed.
The murder, yes.
Now,
the murder she supposedly committed,
I was gonna say,
but she was found not guilty at her trial, which is weird because like it doesn't make sense to me.
So I like stuff that is like fantastical that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I prefer stuff, if it gets too close to real life, I'm like, that's creepy because that could happen.
Yeah.
I also have, your mother knows that I have a weird thing about, I don't like movies where stuff happens to kids or books. I can't.
Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, you are a teacher and stuff.
I guess that's true.
So I guess that could make sense.
If I get really defensive and I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable and
see, that's one of my favorite things is when like
when bad things happen
kids get murdered. Well, because sometimes like I always feel bad when it happens and I'm always like, especially if it's like a really little kid, like 3-4 years old, I'm always like, oh, that's really sad, but at the same time, depending on how they died, it's like
butt in there.
It's like I know they're a little kid, and it's like I know they're a little kid, but at the same time, it's kind of funny because they always, because most of it, it's like they're riding their bike and they just die, or like somebody just comes and kills them. I don't know. It's just funny.
Maybe they're just like playing with the boat.
It's the same like
in the gutter.
That's one reason.
Get pulled into the sewer.
That's one reason why I loved The Shining so much. Oh, I think The Shining might be my favorite horror movie. But
that's a good one.
That's one of the reasons why I like The Shining so much. I'm not allowed to read the book. But
really?
Yeah, well, Mother said that she needed to look at it again.
Mother.
But that's the thing I love about The Shining is that it's the kid getting attacked most of the time. I just think it's funny because he's so defenseless and he can't do anything.
He's not defenseless.
Kind of is.
No, he's like one of the most powerful ones in the hotel. He just doesn't know it.
Yeah, exactly. He like almost dies several times because...
What's his name, Danny?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I can't remember, did you watch the sequel yet?
There's a sequel?
Yeah. Dr. Sleep?
Oh, I want to watch Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a sequel to that.
Yeah. He grows up, but he doesn't grow up and have like a happily ever after.
Well, probably very traumatized.
Yeah.
I would be very traumatized if you were perfectly fine and then all of a sudden you tried to kill me with an axe.
Yeah. He grows up like... Well, and also like the whole premise of the movie, you know, he can hear the...
Yeah, yes, that's true.
Other side, and he's got the shine.
Yeah.
Well, in the sequel, he's an adult, but he has, what happened to? He's an alcoholic, and like.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wants to shut out all the things that he can hear.
Yeah. That kind of reminds, I don't know why, but that kind of reminds me of It Chapter 2. Because, like, I feel like that's kind of what all the characters do, is all the characters do something, all of them, like, moved away, and some of them are like really like, one's like writing books and stuff, and they're all like trying to forget about what they witnessed. And so they kind of like do these things, and some of the characters do things that are not great to try to like make up for the fact that they were like traumatized by something.
See, and that's where like the second one kind of lost what I loved about the first one, because I liked the first one was all about like the kids and their like friendship and togetherness and you know what I mean, like I mean it's similar to like Stranger Things. They have this bond together. So what are your thoughts on the new series that's coming out?
What new series?
Welcome to Derry.
What?
You know about that?
No.
It's a prequel.
What?
About Pennywise.
Oh, well, yes.
Did I not tell you about that?
Oh, no. I had no clue. I'm pumped.
Yes. There's a prequel in the works, and I'm pretty sure Bill Skarsgård is coming back as
I love Bill Skarsgård.
Pennywise. And
he's Pennywise?
He was Pennywise in the first and both of the others.
Bill Skarsgård is... Oh, wait. I was thinking of Bill Hader, which is adult. That's adult Richie.
Yes.
Oh, I still like Bill Skarsgård. Oh, wait. I know.
Okay.
I knew that.
Very different characters.
Okay, I still love Bill Skarsgård, though, now that I know who it is. I was so confused. I thought you were saying that, like, they casted him as Pennywise instead. I was like, what? That's not how it works. That would make no sense to me if they did that. Okay, but I am excited about that. A series that I think they have to recreate, though, is Stranger Things. And like 10 years from now, whatever, they need to like make a prequel to, or make not a prequel. They need to like make another series that goes along with it, like a mini series that has like, I don't know. I could totally see it being.
Follow?
What?
Well, like what would it be?
I feel like it would be about all the kids. This is what, maybe I should just write it. I should just write it, and I'll send it to the Duffer Brothers, give them ideas. But what I picture happening is that all the kids, like the group of kids, they're all grown up.
Okay.
And they've all moved away. They've tried to forget about what's happened, and they've kind of gone on with their lives. Okay. It's kind of similar to, I feel like it'd be kind of similar to It Chapter 2. Okay. But then they all like have families and have kids and whatever. But then and they're all still like pretty close, and they still talk to each other and like have like family reunions basically with each other. But one of the kids finds something, like either a scrapbook or a picture or something about Hawkins. Okay. And they're curious because the picture has to do with like, you can see Eleven's powers being used, you can see the monsters, you can see everything, and they're curious about it.
So it's exactly like It Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Where they forgot about everything.
But the kids are trying to figure out what happened because their parents don't want to talk about it. So
it's their kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Their kids go and their kids take a trip, go back to Hawkins, and they try to learn about what happened in its past.
Would you recast it?
Absolutely not. No, it wouldn't make sense to recast it.
Yes, it would. In It, they recast it.
Well, yeah, but that's...
It Chapter 2, they recast it. Even if they didn't... Like, I feel
if they did it, like... I don't know.
Like, I feel like it would be weird. I feel like it's hard for a kid character
I thought you meant... Because I said, like, 10 years from now.
Okay.
Like, when it's a very old show. And then I could show my kids. I could show my future kids.
Oh, wow.
This used to be my favorite.
All right. And that wraps up this episode of...
To be named later.
To be named later.